my name is Ellie, welcome to my channel, and we're again doing some makeup like we've been doing for the last week and a half. I filmed my multichromes yesterday, and something came in the mail. So these were the two pressed multichromes, or Chameleons, from Terra Moon Cosmetics. I have Solstice, which is very strong orangey gold, and UFO, which is purpley pink. And I think they will work together in a nice little two-toned lid. I'm going to use the Jackie Aina Anastasia Beverly Hills palette so that I can get ginger and big wig for my crease shades. And I think I have a good plan. I am optimistic in my expectations for how everything's going to go, although I don't like things that high up on my neck, so we're gonna loosen that up. Yeah, so going into the second week, we finished up some desserts, so I get to bake today. I'm gonna make a chocolate red wine loaf cake, and then try and stop myself from making more cheesecakes. I love cheesecake. It's so good, and we're right in that beginning of spring where it's starting to be kind of hot if you go for walks. And it's very refreshing to come home and have like a lemon cheesecake like the one I made. But also not trying to gain any weight while staying home. Especially because all I've really been doing is going for walks and cooking. Which is quite dangerous. I was doing pretty well for a while of going to the gym, sometimes, but there is no gym since everything's closed. But we're getting through it. I'm gonna angle you slightly. There we go. I think my mom has given up on getting seed starting medium for our tomatoes, so I think we're just gonna put them in some damp earth and see what happens. I'll most likely do some Googling first just to be like, is there anything I should know before I spend all of my seeds doing it this way, which very well might be the opposite of the way I'm supposed to do it. Because I do that. I get an idea about something and I'm like, oh, this makes sense. I'm totally gonna do it this way. It's gonna be fine. And then that turns out to be like the one thing you weren't supposed to do with the seeds or whatever. I am liking having time to rotate my makeup. That is nice. I finally upgraded my Hulu so that I don't have to watch ads because that was annoying me. It didn't. The last couple times ads didn't really bother me. It kind of gave me a moment to get up and go do stuff, and then I guess I've been watching more Hulu and it angered me. I need to figure out, I was watching Rick and Morty, need to figure out if they put the later seasons somewhere else, because it only has 3 on Hulu, and I know there's been more since then. I don't like when things don't have the whole episode run. Like, I feel like if you're gonna have Rick and Morty on your site, or something like that, you should have all the seasons, as opposed to having some seasons here and some seasons over here, and I also don't like how streaming services are just splitting and splitting and splitting, so that you're going to need to have like 60 of them to watch the majority of what you want soon. I'm not excited about that. The appeal of Netflix for me was having most stuff in one place, and I was like, okay, well, we can do Netflix and Hulu, and I have Amazon, so Amazon Prime's in there too, and it's just, it's suggesting stuff on the side where it's like, oh, you can watch this. I'm like, oh, you're on there if I do an add-on. If I pay more money, you're there. Not even like a one-time cost for renting the thing like you'll sometimes see on Amazon Prime. No. It's trying to trick me into spending more money. Okay, so what I have learned with these shades is they're very pigmented, which is awesome, but that means I need to build them up slowly. So I'm going to get like a little bit of ginger to start so that we can kind of blow this out slowly. Otherwise things get kind of chunky. Yeah, see, that deepens quite quickly. She says, well, dipping back in for more. Because why not? I do have a plan for a different multichrome look tomorrow. Like, the beginnings of a plan. Not a full-on plan, but I'm thinking about it. And if we have good luck with these, we can potentially do a couple days of, oh, this is how I wear multichromes of this type. This is how I use these. Because I know I rambled a bunch in the video yesterday about them, but it's still potentially helpful in my mind to show you the applications. That's why I originally wanted to do, oh, I have this, this, and this video. Like, I wanted to start, I had a whole plan for back when I thought I was allowed to edit things, where I was going to start the video of, like, either doing my first impressions or a look. And then go from there to being able to I think my original plan was to do first impression as the first look, then do clips of all the looks I made with the all the different colors from each collection that I have, and then I was going to, after I'd played a little bit, do like a this is my favorite way to use them type look, and then do a recap at the end of my overall opinions and feelings. But since I can't edit anything, because it hates me, I'm going to take a little bit of edges, like a dangerous person, and just kind of fluff that over ginger. Hopefully bring out a little bit more of the orange to match Solstice. Okay, then we're going to blend with nothing to start, and just make sure that edge is fluffed out. Because next, I'm using purple. I'm going to take a quick dip of ginger and edges. Make sure it keeps that color all the way through the blend. Okay, then we get to go in with a more pointed one. Maybe not quite. We're going with this bitch. My pointed but fluffy into big wig so that we can lay that in the outer edge. I think it looks pretty. Then I might fluff a little bit of bigwig in, just to blend it out. I think that's what we're gonna do, but with a smaller one onto this one. We're just gonna tap a little bit of bigwig. Doing what we can to keep it on that outer half. And then we're going to blend. Yep, I think that's where I want it. So, set this aside for now. I'm probably going to use it for one of the inner corner shades, but now we get to go in. Let's start with UFO. And I'm gonna pick that up with little brush, just so that we don't overtake the lid on it. Oh, that's pretty. You guys can't see it very well because my camera is bad, but combination of the blue tones and the pink. It's making for a surprisingly unique shift. It is laying down nice and opaquely though. Seeing it on is interesting because I feel like they did a very blue-toned purple base shade, and by adding that pink in as the kind of reflective bit, it's really cool looking. And it's something I did not really see in the pan until it was on my face, and you can't see it on camera, which is quite annoying for me. I think they're about even. Smudge the tip a little bit. And then we get to go in with Solstice, which is this one. Oh, what brush do I want? I think I want this one. I know. It doesn't make as much sense to use the big brush for the smaller inner corner, but that's what we're doing, so. I don't like that brush. We'll do the fluffy one. It's not what I really wanted, but we'll do the fluffy one. Yeah, that's more product. That's what I was hoping for. They're not really blending together the way I want, but we will deal with that in a little bit once I get it placed. It's cool looking though. I don't know how we're going to try and show the multichromeness, because these are overall kind of behaving like duochromes, unless like a lot of the multichromes I have. Not that I don't like duochromes. Duochromes are awesome. Just getting a call in the middle of filming. That's not annoying at all. Yeah, I think that's a good blend in my opinion. Now we get to do the inner corner, and we can definitely use Trust Issues from this Jaggy Eyeliner palette. I'm going to use the brush that comes in it, the dense kind of packy end, because it's really good for picking out these kind of pressed glitter shades. Those shades do really well with like something to kind of scrape up a bit of product and then buff it into where you want it to be, which works really well on the more dense end of these Anastasia Beverly Hills palette brushes. And then we do a quick little edge blend. I feel like we could do with a little bit more of Big Wig on the lower lash line, just because I don't really want to put the multichrome there. But it does benefit from having a little bit more of the purple. Yeah, I think that is the eyes done, so we just get to go through the rest. Got a little bit of fallout, but it blends off pretty easily. I did not expect these two shades to go together this well, but they look really nice, in my opinion. So, if I do multichrome looks, I have one planned for tomorrow. Do you want to see just a very quick way of doing them all over the lid the way I normally wear them? Do you want to see my pastel spring plans? Do you want to see them in incorporated looks? Or should I keep trying to do actual palette looks and structured looks that make more sense than, you know, 2 to 3 toned multichrome looks? Because multichromes are very pretty, but most of the time they are just kind of their own show. They don't always want to be part of an ensemble. And I do tend to like ensemble looks. I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear my neighbor screaming. He's a toddler, so I'm guessing it's nap time or dinner time or something, and he's not happy about it. I'm not sure either my niece or nephew quite scream to that extent, but babies, that's what babies do. Probably more so when they're stuck at home with not much to do, nobody to visit. Bronzed. And my niece is allergic to peanuts, so I feel like now is the time to make a bunch of like peanut butter desserts that we can't normally do, because she'll be coming to dinner and it's very rude, especially for a toddler, to have a dessert that they can't have without having a replacement, which if you're going to make one dessert that she can have, why make two desserts? But also, it's not what I'm always in the mood for. Apparently I'm in the mood for cheesecake, but can't do too many of the same dessert in a row. It's getting a little bigger. The pinprick's getting a little bigger. Probably because last night before taking my makeup off I decided to give myself clown cheeks. Like you do when you're bored. And when you're playing with different placement, being like, what happens if I just stick it like right here? I look like a clown. Cute clown, but like a clown. Brows are still shaved off. It's only been a couple days. I think I'm only going to shave the bottom part of it now so that it tapers a little bit more elegantly. Yeah, we're just waiting for what the next step is. I'm not going back to work for another week. I feel like the initial what do I do of being home has passed, and I'm just reading books, going for walks, cooking stuff. Trying to think of ways to celebrate my sister's birthday if we don't get out of lockdown soon. We brought her a cake. We made her a cake and left it on her porch. But normally we do like a full-on, everybody comes over, we do a meal that the birthday person has asked for, and they get their birthday dinner, and they get their gifts. And her gift isn't here yet, but it's weird. Well, a lot of things are weird right now, but just silently doing my brows. I'm sure that's super entertaining for you. I'm trying to think of what type of lip I'm gonna do with this. that tip doesn't really look like much. We'll go back in with the brow pencil that also doesn't look like much. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. Doesn't look very convincing, but who cares? It's my face. Just my face. Ooh, I can use my Franken highlighter. That matches my tones today. My Franken highlighter. I like it. I really like the idea of mixing highlighters together and making stuff. Haven't been using my Franken stuff. Maybe I'll do a full face of Franken makeup. We can do that this week. Because you've been seeing the Franken blush every time. I've been mixing my foundations together because I bought the wrong shade. But I don't think I've shown you a video of me doing the Franken shadows I came up with. Then if it gets too dark, I top it with the other one, but I don't think we have to today. I think I did a good job today, in my opinion. See, it just keeps inching up. I don't want it that high up. It is time for new mascara. This one is good. I'm not fully finished, but it's getting thick, and I don't want to keep, like, you can put contact and saline drops in it to moisturize it, but I don't want to keep doing that because I've done it a couple times. And yes, they're my contact drops, and they're not cross-contaminating anything too badly, but the longer you use it and the more you mess with the formula, the less it turns out the way you want. And also, the longer you have a risk of it growing bacteria. And I've just kind of realized that mascara lasts about 2 months for me. As long as I'm using it regularly, it's normally used up and or drying up from having been open so many times over a month. So we are back to my favorite combination, which is Benefit They're Real Tinted Primer. And then I have Roller Lash, which is another one of my favorite mascaras. This one is my favorite base. Does such a good job fanning everything out. It's so good. Like, Benefit's a pretty boring brand, but they know their shit on mascara. They don't know foundation ranges very well, but they definitely know their way around a good mascara formulation. Might be part of why they are not so good at branching out. People really like their blushes. I wasn't a huge fan. They got a lot of praise for Hoola. So seem to have powdered face products. And mascara. When you do something really, really well and popularly, I could see it being hard trying other things you might not have the same success at. Like, I don't really think I've seen any Benefit eyeshadow palettes worth digging into. Oh, I should keep those separate. Then, roller lash. Oh, both the formulations are still new and not clumpy. There's something awesome about fresh, first use mascara. And immediately being reminded how much bigger the mascara you're used to makes your lashes than the one you've been playing with. Oh, they are long right now. This is going to make me overly confident in my lashes. It's not going to last. It's just fresh mascara. Because they look huge to me right now. And I don't normally have lashes that large. I can put my hair down though. Where did I part it? There? That'll work. I'll fix it in a little bit. What do we want to do for lipstick? I don't know. I feel like a nude. I could use my nude. Hourglass True Love Means. Yeah, that'll work. Since I have the big eyes going on. that works. I am a little sad that you guys can't see the color more, because it looks a lot like a look I do out of the Queen of Hearts palette from Colored Rain, but it's different. I promise. In person it's different. Let's see if we can do any type of like catching the shift. Not super well, but turned out pretty. I like them. They are less intense, but easier to work with than the flakes from Terra Moon, and in my opinion they're currently reading a lot more like duochromes than multichromes, but I do like duochromes too, so. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.